Hey guys, okay, so I have gotten so many messages, people asking me how I am making my Instagram stories, and so I am going to go over that, and I'm going to go over how to post on Instagram, hashtags, how to hide those in your stories, and why it's important, and which hashtags to use. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you back and forth, so bear with me. I'm going to show you a bunch of different apps that I use. Let me pull up a story that I did, and I'll show you exactly how I created that story the other day. So this story is one where I made my keto coffee, and I sped up the video, and then I stuck it into an app and created this. I'll show you, and then I'll tell you how I did it. Let me share my screen. 1 second. Okay, so this is my Instagram story. Okay, so what I did was I took a video and I put that video into an app called InShot. So you can use this and you can take a video, and I think this is the one that I did. So this is the video, and you can take that and you can click speed down here, and I sped it up by 3 times, and it changed the video from regular speed to super fast. Then I saved it into my camera roll. Then I went over to the Over app. If you do not have the Over app, you need to download it. It is amazing, and I think I pay like $5 a month or something for Over. Worth every penny. I use it every single day. Okay, so if you click down here and you go to templates, click templates, click video, and I just find a random one that I like, and I don't even remember where that other one was that I used the last time, but I scroll down until I find one that I want, and I will replace their video with my own video. So let's see if I can find a good one. Just for an example to show you how to replace it. Okay, so that one, the video is in the background, so you'll have some like that. Hi, baby. Sorry. My dog has been at home by herself all day long, but I had to make this video really quick to show you. Okay, so let's take this video. Okay, so we're gonna click the video and we're gonna replace it, and we're gonna choose a video from our camera roll, and we're gonna pick that video that I sped up, if I can find it really fast. Here we go. And we're gonna put that in there, and then you can click it again and move it around so that it fits into the screen, and voila. Then to change the words, you just tap on the word, change text, good morning, because it's keto coffee, and you can change where you put it, and then you can say whatever else you want, boom, save. Okay, so that is one thing that I do for those little videos. Everybody wants to know how I make those, so that is one way that I do that. So I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to show you how I do a different one. So that is how I make my Insta stories, and I'm going to show you what I do when I actually post them, because there's little tips too to how to post it. So that's one that I made, and I'll show you how I made another one that's not a video. So you can literally change that to anything that you want for videos, or it could be you making your coffee. It can be a video where the video is like on the background. So let me show you this one that I made that explains like the video in the background, where it's just a picture that I put on there, but the over was the video. So this is it. And obviously, whenever I went into Instagram, I used something on Instagram to cover up the amount of money that's on there, because legally we can't show the amount of money that we make. So I used Instagram to cover that up, but that's the video. So let me find one where I made an over with my own stuff. Let me see. Okay. So if I go on here, let me find the picture really fast first. Hang on. Okay, so I can take any picture from my camera roll and I can create my own, over using my own picture. So it doesn't have to be a template that's already in over, but if you want to do a video, that's how I usually do them. You can also create your own, but I love the templates that they have, and I always like to work smarter, not harder. So if they already have ones made up for me, I am going to use those. So I'm going to go back in the over app and I'm going to share my screen with you again. Okay, so I'm going to click image. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to use that. And if I'm doing a Insta story, then I'm going to go over here to iPhone. And then I'm going to click image. I'm going to add an image. And then I'm going to go all the way over to mask down here. Click that little, do you see where I clicked the second over to the right? And I'm going to use this to just kind of blur out those edges a little bit. And this is just me going super fast. Normally I would take my time a little bit more than that. And then I can go in and I can click text and I can say social influencers wanted. And I can choose any font that I want. We'll just go with this one. Let's make sure that it shows up really well on there. And I'm just going to use white. And then I can go over and do shadow, angle, move that around a little bit. And then I can go in and I can add graphics if I want to. I love, where is it? This one. And I can stick this up there. And then you click, sorry, I'm going really fast. Click that the little 3 box thing up there. And then you can stick the gold behind there. And that's what it looks like. So obviously that's not like super cute and that doesn't really show up very well, but that's an example of how you make it, okay? So now I am gonna stop sharing my screen and then I'm gonna show you how to go over to Instagram and put these into your story. So there's little tips for you whenever you're posting these onto your Instagram story that you are going to wanna make sure that you're doing. So let me go over here. I have a little album on my phone called Insta Stories. So if I need a quick Insta story, I can go run over there and grab one. So let's see. Let me grab one that I just did. Okay, so this is one that I just showed you. And when you go in here to post this Insta story, you are going to want to swipe up and use something from this because that will make your story shown more. Think about it like this. If you ever use anything that Instagram or Facebook gives you to use and you use it, they are going to honor that good behavior and that right behavior and show your stuff more. So if you're not using anything on this little swipe up thing, your stories will not be shown as much as someone who is, okay? So for this one, I'm going to add music and it can be whatever. I don't even know what this is, but we're just going to say that. And we're just going to click that, make it really small, put it up here, and then I'm going to swipe up, and this is the key, and you do this every single time, okay? Put in your location so that everybody can see where you're at, and then you're going to put that over here, okay, and then do a hashtag. With your hashtags, you're going to do 3 of them on your Insta story, and they are going to be major hashtags, okay? So one would be, hi, my dog really wants me to give her attention right now. I will in just a minute, baby. Here. There you go. Okay, so let's do like empower women. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Empower women. Empower women now. That one pops up. That sounds good. Okay. Let's see. Sunday Fun Day. That's a big hashtag. You're going to want to do one that has a lot of uses. And then you can also do inspiration. That's a really big one. Okay, so now we have our hashtags. And what we're going to do is we're going to want to hide these. So we're going to stick these like all the way up here. We're going to make it super, super small. and all I'm doing is just like pinching my fingers together, and that's how I'm making them shrink. And then you're going to do the same thing with your location, because you want to always use a geotag. Swipe up again, click GIF, and you can just do, let's do coffee, since that's what we're talking about. And you want to do a cute one, so let's do this. And you'll cover it up like that. And now you have all those hashtags and things like that behind your story. So now people can look up those hashtags. They can find your Instagram story. Your story will be shown more. You've used a GIF and you've used the music. So now you've used two things Instagram wants you to use. And you can even do a poll or something if you want to. But this one, I'm just going to say comment info in the box below for details. And I'll just stick that right there. Okay, so this is me doing it really fast. Normally I put a little bit more time into this, but that is an example of what you do. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so I don't ever know if it freezes, so I'm just like not talking during that little transition. So, okay, now I'm going to go in and show you an Insta story that I did with a quiz, because I get so much more interaction from a quiz post than I do a poll. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna show you how I did it. Okay, so this is a story that I actually already made, and I posted it a couple days ago. So this is it again. So I took a picture, did exactly what I just showed y'all that I did, stuck the income disclosure statement down at the bottom because we want to be compliant. Make sure you're doing that. And then I said how much income each month from your phone would help you. And then I talked about post regularly, grow your mind, make new friends, use amazing products, willing to work hard in your efforts to create your income. Then the next one said choose the income below that will change your life. So what I'm going to do in this one, because I want to use the swipe up feature, I'm going to do a little GIF and I'm going to do sparkles. So I really like this one. Boom, little something. Then this one, I'll do whatever, heart. Oh, that says no. Okay, we don't want to do that one. I'm just trying to do this really quickly, but it doesn't really work very well for me whenever I try to do stuff fast. Whatever, we'll just do this. Okay. Normally I would never do that because that's actually not very cute, but just for the sake of an example, now I'm going to do the quiz. And I'm going to say ... Nala. Stop. $300 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Okay, so then I always make the answer the highest one, just so that they know that that's like a good answer, I guess. Like I don't want to ever put it at the 300, then they tell me they want $500 a month and it's like, can't have that. So I do the biggest one. If you go to the middle, you can change the color. So I always like for it to match the color scheme. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to lay it on top. What do you think I'm going to put behind the quiz? My 3 hashtags and my location. So I'm going to just, you already know what I'm doing, so I'm not even going to do the whole thing. But all you do is you just layer it. So I'm going to do hashtag active. And also, you do not want to use the same hashtags every single time. Instagram will flag you as spam. So you need to be using different 3 hashtags over and over again. So, switch those out, kind of go in some sort of a rotation. Don't use the exact same ones every single time. And then you're going to take this and you're going to stick it right over top. And then you are going to click and add it to your story, which I'm not going to do because I've already done that. So that is how I am making my Insta stories that everyone's asking me how I make them. That is how, super simple. And the Over app saves my life. The other app that I used, again, to speed up that video of me making the coffee is called InShot, InShot, InShot. And then let me see what else I was going to show you. Oh yeah. Another thing I like to do too is I like to change the font of stuff on my Instagram story. So if I'm just posting something that's not really about the business, I want to show people that my Instagram is cute, because people want to follow people who have really cute Instagrams. Facebook doesn't matter really as much. Instagram, your profile has got to be attractive. That's what makes people want to follow you. And so let me show you an example of like what my Instagram looks like, and then I'm going to show you an example of how I would use a different font on my Instagram story. So give me 1 second and I'll share my screen and then I'll show you. Okay, so I'm not going to go all into following people, all of that stuff. That's going to be for a different video, but I want to show you just the look of my Instagram. You want it to look bright and you want it to look clean, because if it doesn't, then people are not going to want to follow you, and your story needs to match that. So your story needs to be really cute. It needs to be stuff that's not just about the business. And this is what I'm talking about with a different font. So I'll show you how I did that. And I'll show you how to go into posting. Okay, so that, oh, by the way, this is another Over app that I use. So that's exactly what I just did with this, as what I showed you on the Over app. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do an Instagram story. And I am just going to do this. And I'm just going to ask people, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? I'm going to do a random poll because I want interaction on my feed. I want people to tell me their favorite stuff. I want people to interact and and comment back to me so that my polls and my Instagram stories can be seen more. Okay, so I am going to go over to this, and if you just type in fonts for Instagram, click it, and you can say blah. Oh wait, no, I actually have an example. Sorry. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Okay, so then you can go down here and you can see all the different ones. So I'm going to use this one. It's one of my favorite ones. So you just copy it and then you go right here. Boom. So now your Instagram it's a little bit better than just saying like this type of font, that just looks better. And not a lot of people have it. So you're going to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to move this down. And then I'm going to do just a poll. And I'm just going to say chocolate or vanilla. And then now that's going to get people to interact on my story. And they can tell me their favorite stuff. I don't really care, honestly, but I just want people to interact. So that is what that's for. Okay, so now let's talk about an actual post on your newsfeed. Okay, this is where it gets really cool. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about hashtags. Remember, in your Instagram story, you want to do what with your hashtags? You want to have 3 of them, and you want them to be well-known, popularly used hashtags, okay? I mean, that's just how it is. Like, you just want people to use that hashtag a lot. You don't want to do one that's super specific, and you want to always tag your location. So now let's go to an actual post for Instagram. I always write my posts in my notes. So let me go find my notes section. I just don't want to like have y'all all up in my phone. That's why I keep like unsharing and resharing my screen. So basically, let's talk about a whole entire caption. I'm just going to write blah on this because I don't want to give I don't have any posts written in here anymore. But let me find my hashtags 1 second. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write your post in your notes section on your phone. So you're not going to actually write it in the Instagram app. You're going to make sure that it's already like written out for you, and you just copy and paste it into the app, okay? It doesn't matter if you do that. Like, it doesn't, obviously, like Instagram doesn't know you're doing that. But for me, it helps me because I want to make sure that everything is clear and concise before I try to, fit it all in there. Okay, so this is going to be my post, and we're going to use this picture. So I'm going to show you too the app that I use to create my Instagram feed. Because remember I said that it needs to be really pretty, so let me show you the app. Okay, if you don't have this app called Planoly, you need to. So you can use this to see what your Instagram is going to look like. So you can go in and you can add all these pictures to your Instagram and or to this app and see what they'll look like. So that if you're like, okay, I don't really like the way that looks, then I'm going to switch these around. And that's how I knew not to put this picture right here of me in the orangish shirt after this one, because my hand is doing the same thing in those two pictures, so I didn't want them to be on top of each other. You can avoid things like that by using an app like this. So you can move your stuff around. So I'm just going to, for pretend, use this picture right here. So I'm just going to pretend like we're using that one. And in my notes section, I've written my whole caption. I've taken my time. I have thought this through. I jot down ideas of whatever I want to say. In my captions, like if I think of an idea and I'm driving or something, I'm going to say like, oh my gosh, that's a really good idea. I'm going to jot it down in my notes so that I can go back later and remember what topic I wanted to talk about. So then you're going to use your hashtags. Okay, so you can use up to 30 hashtags per post, okay? So if you're using these hashtags in your post, then you are going to find more followers. Now, let me stop sharing for a second. So you can use up to 30 hashtags per post, and if your profile is on private, then nobody's going to see your hashtags. So if you're using hashtags, which I do recommend, you're going to need to have your whole entire profile on public. Okay, so my profile's on public. I use these hashtags, and you can use however many you want, up to 30. I usually do about 25, and I'll show you how I use my hashtags. So you're going to want to have 5 different hashtags for each group of hashtags I'm about to tell you. Okay, so you want hashtags that are under 50,000. So under 50,000 uses. So like if you go over to your Instagram, and I'm going to have to share my screen again in a second. So if I typed in, if I go over to tags, I'm trying to think. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'll show you. Okay, so if I type in beach vibes only, then that has 10.6K. That's under 50,000. Okay, so another example would be the 50,000 to 200,000 range, and this coffee o'clock has 141,000, so that's within that range. The next range is 200 to 500,000, and then the next range is 500,000 to 1 million, and the other one is 1 million plus, I believe. So you want to have hashtags for each of those categories, and you want 5 of each. So you want 5 hashtags that are under 50,000 uses, like the one I just told you, like the beach vibes only, that was about 10,000, so that's perfect. You want 5 that are between 50,000 and 200,000. You want 5 that are 200,000 to 500,000. And then another 5 that are 500,000 to 1 million. And that's the uses. You can like type in random stuff and you can find this and see how many hashtag uses that there are, so that you can figure out which ones that you want to use. And then so that equals 20, because you have 5, 5, 5, and 5. So that's 4 categories, 5 in each, that's 20. So your other 5 are going to be hyper sensitive to the picture that you are posting. So if I'm posting a picture of my dog, I'm going to add 5 of those, probably about golden retrievers or dogs of Instagram or something like that, and it doesn't really matter as much about the uses. So that's if you really, really want to tap into the hashtag game, okay? So you're going to take your hashtags and you're going to stick those in with your post, in with your picture that you're doing. So you're going to do your caption and you're going to do your hashtags. So I am again using this picture. So you want to make sure that your picture is nice and it's crisp and it's clean and that it is, you know, not blurry, it's not dark. You again want your Instagram to look really, really nice. So I am going to take this and I'm going to share it in just 1 second. So I'm going to pretend to copy and paste, or I'm going to copy and paste my pretend caption. So I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to click next and I'm going to write my caption. I'm going to paste it in there because I've already got it written, right? So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tag people because I'm going to do as many things as I possibly can to that Instagram wants me to do, okay? I'm going to tag as many things as I can so that Instagram, again, honors my right behavior and shows off my post. Okay, so this jacket is from, what is it? Oh, Impressions Boutique. Okay, and then this is Lululemon. Ooh. And then the shoes are Adidas. So I'm just going to tag all these things. And don't do anything that's not actually in your picture because that's spammy and that's not the right way to grow your business. Ray-Ban. Okay, so then that's pretty much all I'm going to do right there. And then I'm going to click done. Then I'm going to add a location, and this is actually in San Francisco, so I'm going to tag that. Then I am going to go over to advanced settings down at the very bottom. And where it says write alternate text, this is for visually impaired people, so I'm going to use it just because Instagram gives it to me, so I want to do as many things as I can. So it's going to say, it's going to explain the picture. So girl on the pier in San Francisco talking about blah, 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 because I haven't actually read a post. And then I would just tell like a little bit about the topic, talking about freedom, talking about whatever. So then I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to go back, and then I am going to share it, okay? But I'm not actually going to share it because I don't actually want that picture to be used right now. But that's how you're going to do that. So you're going to use as many as you can of those hashtags. You're going to use as many options as you can for doing your location, tagging people that have something to do with the picture that you're in. And then, so once you actually post a picture, I'm going to show you what to do to your Insta story to show people that you just posted something. So I did this already, but just I'm going to pretend like I'm about to do it again. So I just posted this picture, and I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so I already posted this picture, and I'm going to click this little paper airplane right here, and that is going to allow me to add the post to my story. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I can go into my little Instagram fonts and I can say convenience versus consistency, because that's what my post is about. Because you want to give them a little bit, like a little blurb about what your post is about so that they want to go read it. And it could be about whatever, but if it's about the business, don't say anything about like, it works this or it works that, because that's not what they care about. They want to know, like, you know, how I have, you know, freedom all throughout the summer, because that's what people want. So you want to show them what they can do to get that. So this is not very cute, but this is just an example. And then I am going to do my location. I'm just doing this really fast. And then I'm going to do a different hashtag. Here, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to do a different hashtag. Summer 2019. And then I'm going to do 2 other hashtags. And then I can take this and I can put my picture over it. And then you want to hide your picture so that they have to actually go and see this for you to be able to, for them to know what the picture is actually about. So you're going to do a GIF and you're going to do, let's say, a heart. Doesn't really matter what it actually is. And then you're going to let them know that they need to tap there So you can do new post. This says tap me here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do a little arrow letting them know that that's where they need to tap. Move that over a little bit. Okay, so now I can go and I can post this to my story, and that lets people know that I have posted a new post. It has my hashtags, it has my location, it has my, little font on there, has a GIF, and I've done all these things that I can do so that Instagram will show my posts more. So I am trying to just double check and make sure that there's nothing else that I wanted to show y'all, but most of the people had been asking me about the Over app and how I am making these videos and how I'm making these stories. But again, you can just go to template, you can click video, or you can click Instagram story. They have a lot of them that are just pictures, and you can replace their picture with yours or their video with your video. And it's super, super helpful, and it's really cool, and just kind of adds a little something instead of just a video of me. It adds a little something that people want to view. And it's actually increase and enhance the views that I get on my posts. And anytime that I post a video or that I post any of that stuff, remember to hide your hashtags, your location, and then to swipe up and add something from that list, whether it's a GIF or whether it's a poll or a quiz or the date or whatever it is. Just add something to it so that Instagram will show your stuff more. I hope this helped you. It's gotten me a whole lot more interaction. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys.